Well, the Six Nations is done and France have lifted the trophy. However, one of the more controversial incidents from that final game of the Six Nations has still come back up into the news, with French hooker Peato Mauvaka being cited for that headbutt incident with Ben White. It was a very bizarre moment. You don't really see a headbutt done in that kind of manner, and it tends to be in rugby that if you headbutt somebody, you get red carded. It went to the bunker at the time, and it was deemed only to be a yellow card. However, the Six Nations have put a statement out saying France number 2, Peato Mauvaka, will attend an independent disciplinary hearing after he was cited for an act of foul play. And basically the statement goes on to read that you must not strike with any part of the arm, shoulder, head, or knee, which he did to Ben White in that match in the Six Nations. So it was a really bizarre one, I think, because, like I said, usually when you think headbutt, you're either both standing up and you smash your head into somebody, or maybe they're lying on the ground and you're above them and you smash your head into them below you. But it was almost like like a horizontal headbutt kind of thing. He certainly drove his head into Ben White, which was the dumbest thing I think we saw on the rugby pitch that day, and certainly one of the dumbest things we've seen maybe in the entire Six Nations. It was reminiscent of, was it Mohamed Hawass punching Jamie Ritchie in the face? Not quite as that bad, but it was still pretty egregious. I was kind of not upset that it didn't go red at the time, just because I like seeing 15 against 15. Although, with this match having 20-minute red cards, we could have potentially seen a red card and 15 on 15 if he'd been sent off with a 20-minute red card to come back on. He also could have gotten a straight red card. Remember, that option is still on the table. And I have seen a straight red card given in a match for a headbutt in the past when 20-minute red cards were on the table. Last year, when the Fijian and Drua played the Melbourne Rebels in Super Rugby down here, Johnny Koroi Duadua headbutted one of the Rebels players. Admittedly, it was standing up, so it's more blatant, and he got a straight red card for that. No 20-minute red card, no bunker review, straight red card. I think you could potentially argue that Matthew Carley should have done that one at the time. But like I said, because of the angle of it and the footage not being quite as blatant, I mean, you could say it's still pretty blatant, but yeah, I don't think it's quite as blatant as what you think of as a traditional headbutt. So he kind of opted to pass the buck to the bunker, and then the bunker opted just for a yellow, saying that the degree of danger was not high. But I think even Gregor Townsend said after the match that degree of danger not high is usually more for tackles and stuff. It's not usually for like these striking people with your head, arm, shoulder, that kind of thing incidents. You're just not allowed to do those generally. But yeah, we will see what happens if he is indeed given a suspension, having been cited. But it is another step in the story. I feel like French fans will be maybe feeling a little bit targeted, especially seeing as Fabien Galtier, when he mentioned that he thought the Irish players had conducted foul play on Antoine Dupont. Nobody was cited for that one. That one was just given as a rugby incident. However, this case, the French player gets cited. So we'll have to wait and see. We'll see if Nigel Owens does a piece on it as well in his Ref Watch series. But yeah, for now, he is going to be cited, and it will be interesting to see if he gets a suspension. But yeah, you guys let us know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.